Hi, this is Shaul from Intezer. I'm here to quickly show you all of the capabilities we have here at Intezer Analyze. The solution for you if you need any malware analysis capabilities, memory forensics, and threat intelligence all in one platform, which is based on a unique technology which uses code reuse detection in order to classify threats and also provides all of the necessary context for your investigation in order for you to classify threats, prioritize incidents, and respond accordingly. Now, what you see here is the landing page. You can upload a file, you can look up a hash, you can also search for a malware family based on our classification, or find a string. And here you can see some trending information on the families we have and the open community uploads. I'm going to start by uploading a file here. We support all formats, including binary files, documents, scripts, archives, anything that you like. And as you can see here, the analysis is super fast in comparison with other solutions. So the initial static analysis here shows you that the classification for the file is WannaCry and it's identified as malicious. And we see the main connection here based on the code, the strings, the capabilities that we identified. We can understand more about the threat, see additional connections, in this case, connection to Lazarus, and we can also dive in either to the related samples that we have, which are code-based connections that we see to other variants of WannaCry in the global database. And you can also see connections to my own colleagues and my own uploads down here. So this is great for getting the relevant threat intelligence, extracting the relevant hashes, and diving into other variants. You can also see the actual code if you want to do a deep dive and reverse engineer. This is, of course, for the more advanced users. We also extract the relevant strings and classify them, where you can also get the related samples based on the strings. And lastly, here, you can also see static capabilities that are extracted based on code patterns. So you can see here that many of the capabilities found are also something that we've seen in WannaCry before. And this is, again, based on the static code analysis. Now, of course, static analysis is not the end of the story. In many cases, you need to execute files, both in order to get the relevant behavioral context and also to extract additional capabilities information based on the actual execution. So now I'm going to go over and pass to a bit more advanced analysis, in this case of a PDF document. This and what I'm going to show here applies to any other format of a document, a script, etc., where we identify the format, we execute the file in order to extract additional payloads, where we can classify them statically, as I've shown before for a binary file. And of course, in addition to that, we get all of the behavioral information. This is why this solution can close all of those gaps for you that usually are being closed by multiple solutions with different angles and different priorities. So you can see here that, again, we get the full classification, and this is based on the code execution. So we executed the PDF. This loads the Carbonac payload into memory. You can see the process tree here, even an injection to the legitimate SVC host process, and you can see the relevant information about Carbonac. And down here in the extracted payload, again, you can get all of the same information you got for a single binary payload. Of course, you can also download that payload which was extracted and get more information. You also have the dropped file here, which usually is the first stage before the code is loaded into memory. Now, since we've executed the file, you can also get behavioral information. So you go here to TTPs, and now based on the actions that were taken during the execution, you can see the process hollowing being used from the PDF process to SVC host. You can see information being taken to get more information about the host. You can see persistence being attempted here, so you can understand much more about the capabilities and purpose of the malware. In addition, you also have network IoCs, which include IPs, URLs, etc., which you can then take and implement and add into your network sensors in order to expand your threat intelligence and improve detection over time. And of course, that can be also done at scale. If you're simply interested in this family or type of malware, we can also extract all of the IOCs for that. And down here, you can also see additional behavior information that we extract. You can download the PCAP or see additional behavior information. So what we've seen here is simply file analysis capabilities, which you can get more information on when you use the system. In addition, we can also provide deep memory analysis capabilities, including the analysis of live endpoints and memory dumps. This is something we do using a binary scanner that we provide. It's one executable file. You run it on a Windows machine and get the full analysis of every binary payload that was loaded into memory at that time. So you can see the verdict for the machine. Basically, you get here a full triage of the machine, whether it's infected or not, and what is the code running on it. This can, of course, be automated as does all of the capabilities in the solution. So here I can see that the endpoint is infected with emotet. I can see all of these modules related to a specific process, a file on the disk, which can then, of course, be deleted or quarantined based on integration with your EDR, for example. So this can really accelerate what you usually do in endpoint investigation and triage. Instead of relying on logs from the SIM and different sensors, you can simply run this and get this result within a few minutes and respond accordingly. The same can be done, of course, for existing memory dumps that you do using a volatility plugin that we provide. Lastly, we also have additional plugins for reverse engineering tools like IDA, Ghidra, and you have a lot of additional automations and integrations that you can do using our API documentation that you can find here. Lastly, and this time for real, I just want to show you what happens when I search for a malware family. So I looked up Lazarus, and I don't need to upload any file. I just get all of the information we have about this threat. Here's the list of analyses. You can download each file, get the hash list, and of course, investigate further to customize your threat intelligence based on your need. Feel free to join our community. It's free to join. And of course, you have many of the capabilities that I've shown here. So thank you for listening and enjoy.